Hi everyone, my name is Courtney and I'm Fiber Fox Studios. Welcome to Mosaic Monday. Today we are going to be doing pattern number 3's alternate design. So this is the third chart in pattern number 3's original chart set. It's in the updated chart set. That's really just colors that I'm updating. It's the same exact design, only we're doing the alternate version where we have solid centers in our secondary pattern that appears when we work up. So today's tutorial is going to be based on a multiple of 8 plus 4. And on your original chart set, for those of you who already have that printed out, just highlight up at the top of the chart, the third one, stitches 2 through 9, and you'll be able to work right along with this tutorial today. If you purchase the new chart set, it's already marked for this particular multiple, but it's just a marking. Nothing has changed about the actual design itself from the original one from 2 years ago. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to go over the sample real quick with you. Our sample represents 3 repeats wide, 2 repeats tall. You can work in any color of yarn that you would like. You're just going to need at least 2 colors. You can do color changing. It's completely up to you. You can work flat or in the round with this tutorial. Timestamps are down below in the description, along with project ideas, links to the Etsy store, the crochet hook I'm using. All of that stuff is down there in that description. You can make anything that you want with these. It's all up to you. So now we're going to jump into the tutorial. So just grab at least 2 colors of yarn, your favorite crochet hook, and we'll get started. We begin by working in color A, chaining out in our multiple of 8 as many times as you would like. And then if you're working flat, you're going to add 4 chains to the end of your chain count. If you are working in the round, you are just simply going to chain in the multiple of 8 over and over, and then you will slip stitch to the first chain that we made, and you will form your ring. Once you've formed your ring, you're going to begin working the repeats given in the video in that same stitch that you slip stitch into. You're going to be maintaining that stitch count of 8 all the way around. If you're working flat like I am, I have chained out in a multiple of 8 3 times, so that's 24 chains, and then I've added 4 chains to the end for a total of 28 chains. So now we are going to begin row 1. To begin our work, we're going to skip the first chain from our hook, and we're going to move here to that second chain, and we're going to go completely in the stitch doing a traditional single crochet. So go in under that V, and we single crochet just like normal from there. At the start of every single row, we are going to be doing a traditional single crochet. From here, we're going to begin our repeat. And our repeat for this row is to work a back loop only single crochet in every single stitch. Since we are going to be doing this all throughout our pattern, I'm going to be referring to these as single crochets, but you will know when you're working your repeat, you're just picking up one side of the stitch, the back loop, and you single crochet just like normal from there. It's the position of our stitch that we need to worry about, what loop we're picking up, and that is it. So now we're going to move on down our row, 1 single crochet, working in that back loop only in all of our stitches. At the end of the row, we'll meet up to do our final stitch, which is a traditional single crochet in that last stitch of the row. But we'll meet up again. We're now here at the end of row number 1. We have 1 stitch left. We'll be working a traditional single crochet into every final stitch. So this is how you handle all of your row ends. So we go in that stitch under the V, single crochet just like normal. From here, you can bind off however you like, but we are going to be clipping our yarn and moving back to the first stitch in the row to begin row number 2. But here at the end of row 1, I now have a total of 27 stitches because 1 stitch was used, one of those chains was used as a turning chain. So I'll be maintaining on my flat project 27 stitches from this point forward. So now I'm going to move back to the start of the row, and we're going to be joining on color B this time for row number 2. So we want to go here to the first stitch and look for that V. You want to ignore that turning chain that we have, this little side bump. Ignore that. It'll scoot down out of your way. You want to make sure you're getting into your real first stitch. So we're going to go completely into the stitch under the V. And we grab color B and add that to our hook. And we just pull up a loop. I like to chain one using the tail and working yarn. Kind of lock everything in. And then we're going to let our tail fall. Go back down into the first stitch again, same stitch, and do the rest of your stitch. So we're finishing out our traditional single crochet. So that's how we join on every row. From here, we're going to begin row 2's repeat, which is exactly like row 1. We're going to be placing a single crochet in each and every stitch, making sure we're working only in the back loop. So you're going to continue on down your row, and in your very last stitch of the row, you'll do your traditional single crochet again, and then you'll clip your yarn, bind off, and meet up with me for row 3. So we'll be back in just a moment. Row 3 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 3's repeat begins by doing 3 single crochets. One, two, and 3. 1 double crochet. So all of our double crochets are going to be worked exactly like I'm about to show you. You wrap your yarn just like normal, identify your next stitch, slide directly down 2 rows below, picking up this front loop. Now we grab our yarn, pull up our loop, grab our yarn, pull through 2, grab our yarn, pull through 2. So just like normal, as far as the double crochet goes, it's our position again. We're dropping down, we're covering up this stitch. So that being said, if you are going to move on from here, and we need to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So to make sure you're in the correct stitch, you can fold back your double crochet, and each double crochet will take up 1 stitch back here on this row. So when we cover it, we know our next stitch is right here. And we work 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. And that ends our repeat for this row. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 3's repeat began with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So you will start back over at the beginning of the repeat and continue to work that exact set of stitches. I'm going to work the repeat with you one more time. So we begin the repeat again with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet. 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat for a second time. So repeat began, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets. So continue to work and we'll meet up at the end of your row to do the row end together. We are now here at the end of row 3 and we have 2 stitches left. You'll have 2 stitches left at the end of every single row. And we will restart our repeat for 1 stitch, working that here in the second to last stitch. And then we'll traditional single crochet in the very last stitch of the row. So for row 3, our repeat begins with a single crochet. So that's what we would work here in the next stitch. And then traditional single crochet. And we bind off. So you can check your work by looking at the beginning of the row, and now you'll see that by restarting the repeat for the 1 stitch, our row start and our row end now matches. So now we're going to move on to row number 4. Row 4 begins now and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row 4 begins by doing 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row 4's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and 3 single crochets to end that repeat. So you're going to continue to work that exact set of stitches and we'll meet up when you're ready for row number 5. Remember, end of the row, you restart your repeat for 1 stitch and then you traditional single crochet in the very last. Row 5 begins now and we are working in color A. Row 5's repeat begins with 2 single crochets, 1 and number 2. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet to end our repeat. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 5's repeat began with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and 1 single crochet to end that repeat. So keep working that set of stitches and meet up with me when you are ready for row number 6. Row 6 begins now and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row 6 begins with 3 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3. 1 double crochet. 1 single crochet. 1 double crochet. 2 single crochets to end our repeat. Here's 1 and 2. So that ends our repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 6 begins with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So keep working that exact set of stitches all the way down your row, and we will meet back up for row number 7. Row 7 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 7's repeat begins by doing 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets will end our repeat. 1, 2, and 3. That ends our repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 7's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and 3 single crochets. So continue to work that set of stitches and meet up with me when you're ready for the next row. Row 8 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 8's repeat begins by doing 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, one double crochet, one single crochet, and we will end with 1 double crochet. So that was super easy. So let's recap what we've done. You'll notice here there's 8 stitches in the repeat because we're doing a multiple of 8. But you're also going to notice that really all we're doing for this row is working 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet all the way down it. But the exact repeat for the row is 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 1 double crochet. but really just do the cheater method and do one single, one double all the way down. And we'll meet up when you're ready for row number 9. Row 9 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 9's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets ends our repeat. 1, 2, and 3. So that ends our repeat. Let's recap it real quick. Row number 9's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets. So keep repeating that set of stitches, or cheater method for this row is we're really just doing 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets over and over all the way down the row. So you can work it either way, but that's your repeat, and we'll meet up for row 10 in just a moment. Row 10 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 10's repeat begins by doing 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end our repeat by doing 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So that ends our repeat. Let's recap it. Row 10's repeat began with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets ends the repeat. So start back over at the beginning and work that exact set all the way down your row. We'll meet up for row 11. Row 11 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 11's repeat begins by doing 2 single crochets. Here, there's 1 and number 2. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet to end our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 11's repeat began with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 1 single crochet. So you'll be starting back over at the beginning of the repeat, and you're going to notice that as you're moving down this row, all you're really doing is working 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets over and over. You'll see. So we'll be back in just a moment for row 12. Row 12 begins now, and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row number 12 begins with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat by doing 3 single crochets over the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and number 3. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 12's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 3 single crochets. So you'll start back over at the beginning of the repeat, and as you're working this row, you're going to notice the cheater method is really all we're doing is 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets all the way down our row, over and over. So we'll be back for row number 13 when you're ready. Row 13 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 13's repeat begins by doing 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we will end by doing 2 single crochets. 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 13's repeat began with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So keep working that set and meet up with me for row 14 whenever you're ready. We're about to move on to row number 14, but I wanted to point out that if you were going to work a project with multiple designs in it, and you were going to move on to another design, you would stop at row 13, because I do recommend when you're repeating this pattern, even moving up for a bigger project, when you finish that last repeat, I recommend ending at row 13. But if you are going to move up and do multiple repeats of this pattern in a section of a project or for the entire project, we need to do row 14 as a transition row so that we can move up. And then from there, we'll be able to rewind in this video and work a set number of rows to continue to move up. But just pointing out, if you were going to move on to a completely different design, you would stop here so that visually the pattern start and the end would be even looking. So you can move on from row 13 to some other design to add to your, multi-design project. Now we're going to move on to row 14, our transition row, so that we can move up, and we're going to be working in color B. Row 14's repeat begins by doing 3 double crochets. So here's number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Now we will do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we will end the repeat by doing 2 double crochets in these next 2 stitches. So here's number 1. Oop. Try that again. That's 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 14's repeat began with 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets, and we end with 2 double crochets. So you'll start back over with your 3 double crochets next and keep working on down your row, and we'll meet up one final time. So here's what you'll have after completing row 14. From here in the same video, you can rewind back to row 3 and work rows 3 through 14 over and over as many times as you would like. And then you will stop at row 13 on your final repeat in your project that you're doing. Because row 13, when you stop there, will make the end of your project match here with the beginning where we started. So hopefully you have enjoyed this tutorial. And if you have, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you want to. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.